Hello from here at sunny Riva, where the baking temperatures are, you're really feeling them. It's a public holiday here in Turkey today. Judging by the state of the roads, it's not surprising because everybody is heading to the beach, which is a few hundred yards away from the training ground, right on the Black Sea is Riva. It is absolutely beautiful, but the training ground must feel a world away from the beach for the players here that are just going through their second session of the day, not quite as intense as this morning. The sun isn't quite as hot as it was when they were training kind of late morning through lunchtime and into the early afternoon. It was absolutely baking well in excess of 30 degrees. Later start this morning, the players were given a later start because obviously they watched together the England game, the European Championship final in Berlin last night, so they were given a later start by Tim Walter. The first session this morning was pretty standard stuff really. It did finish however with a really funny wheelbarrow game, which was the brainchild of Julian Hubner, who incidentally I've just sat down and spent some time with, along with Philip Taplovich. We did a recording of the 1904 Club podcast, just getting to know them a little bit, hearing about what they've been doing, you know, what it's like here. So keep an eye out for that. That has gone live this afternoon, so do keep an eye out for that. Yeah, the wheelbarrow game was really funny. The players were split into groups of 3. They had 2 minutes to try and get as many balls into the wheelbarrow as possible. It sounds daft, but it's good for team building. It was good fun. They had a real good laugh. There is a video on our YouTube channel at the 1904 Club if you want to go and check that out, or on social media. So that was this morning. This afternoon, as I say, a little bit lighter, although it is still really hot. A lot of close control ball work, short, sharp passing, moving. A lot of the sessions are so focused on building from the back, creating chances, as we saw in that game certainly in the first half on Saturday against Kazim Parza. They were terrific, as I said in my video review. That first half was as good a friendly as I've watched for a long time. I really enjoyed it. Just a shame that you couldn't see it, but there will be a game on Thursday. It hasn't been announced yet, which is frustrating for a lot of people, I know. It is, as I said before, it's a public holiday in Turkey today, so we're hoping that at some point tomorrow, Tuesday, it will be made public, and details of how you can watch it will be, of course, we'll be in the stadium. We'll be bringing you live coverage. We weren't allowed to on Saturday against Kazim Parza, but we will be allowed to, obviously, because it'll be streamed and it will be on the television here. So that's for Thursday. I think the only players that aren't taking part in training today are players that haven't taken any part. James Furlong, Timothy Lotatala, although he is here at training. I've just seen him, and also Doken Sinek. You know the news we brought to you on Saturday, that he's got a tendon issue and he's going to be out for another 10 days or so, maybe a bit longer. So that's Henry Sandat. Hadn't been training with the first team in the early part of the trip here. He was involved on Saturday, played the second half. He is training with the first team at the minute, which isn't a massive surprise, but that is partly because I've neglected to mention there actually, Tyrell Sellers-Fleming, who had been the young striker here in the first part of the week. He's got an issue, a medical issue, so he isn't training at the minute. So Henry Sandat has stepped up and is basically replacing him as that striker. But again, once again highlights just how woefully short they are in attacking options. Hopefully, in terms of transfer news, we'll have some at some point in the near future. The right back, lots of questions coming in via social on the right back. I'm told that is progressing. It is going slower than they would have hoped. They wanted him out here, obviously, along with Kiefer Moore. Now, Kiefer Moore, in fairness, was set to board a plane to fly here. The plane was moved a couple of times. The flight was moved a couple of times. The time of the flight, Kiefer was expected to travel out to Istanbul to join up here. That didn't happen, of course, as we know. That move is not going to happen now. But they are working away. I know it's not ideal. You want players in. We all, you know, keep being told, asked to be patient, myself and the staff and the fans especially. But it is frustrating, and you see the performance on Saturday and how good it was. You know, you think just with an injection of talent, particularly in the front third of the pitch, that what Tim is doing here, you know, it will be really exciting. But it is what it is. We can't affect it. You just have to wait. And we will be speaking to Tan Kessler in the near future, so hopefully we'll get some concrete information and an update from within the club officially about where things are at. But to try and preempt what Tan will say, I suspect it will be the need for patience, to trust that they brought players in the past, Fabio Carvalho, Liam Delap. Some have happened quicker, some have taken longer, and I think that is the case. I think I think we're going to have to, it is going to be a case of this is going to go right through to the window at the end of August. So that's not what any of us want to hear. We want players in quickly, but equally they have to be the right players. And Tim is very, very choosy. I know there's a couple of targets I've had conversations with staff with club staff about, and the answer I was given was Tim doesn't want him. Tim doesn't fancy him, and you can't bring players in that the manager doesn't want. So and you respect that. So it is taking time, but hopefully it won't be much longer. So look, that's it from here on Monday afternoon even. Of course, there'll be plenty more content to keep an eye out for over the next few days leading into Thursday's game.